And he's back. Hey, Void, how you doing? So, Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives. Okay, so this is, Friday the 13th has always been a bit campy. And this was the one where I think it starts to embrace and lean into it. Where, after everything they have gone, they've decided they killed Jason. So where do they go from here? Bring him back from the dead? And with that, they rekindled the series because after Part 5 did not do very well, people were not happy that Jason wasn't in it. And the original intention was to essentially have Tommy Jarvis become essentially the new Jason. That idea was scrapped as people wanted Jason. Well, I got Jason. I will say they kind of the beginning is both kind of entertaining and stupid all at the same time. They clearly had no idea how they wanted Jason to come back, so they just decided, fuck it, let's do it. The movie opens with Tommy Jarvis and a friend, uh, who's pretty inconsequential. Now, Tommy Jarvis, they did a good job finding another actor that kind of looks like him. You would believe Corey Feldman would grow up into the guy from number 5, whose name is escaping me. And then he's Tommy is played this time by Tom Matthews, who it all looks like it could be the same person, a couple of years apart. It works. So, him and his friend decide that he wants to try to get rid of the hallucinations of Jason. So, he's going to go and dig up Jason's body, despite them saying he was cremated before. But I guess in the last film they did say that, did you see him get cremated? Have you seen the ashes? So they kind of left it open, but really they just are trying to brush that throwaway line under the rug. So they go and dig up Jason's grave. Tommy wants to burn the body. However, after seeing the body, he has a bad reaction, flips out, and just grabs a cemetery iron pole and starts beating him with it. Which, fine, beat your dead Jason. But then a storm kicks up, a lightning strikes him, and he gets up all of Frankenstein's monster. Sure. So, yep, they just decide a lightning strike on Jason's good to get him up and going again. Because why not? Sure. So yeah, like I said, the beginning's a little stupid, and they just rush right into it. The first scene is them going and getting Jason back up, because I think they wanted fans to know that, yeah, okay, here's Jason. Right away, there's no build-up. He's just back. Which also leads to the ironic thing of if Tommy had never tried to go and burn Jason, Jason would have gotten back up, and things would have been fine. So, anyway, Jason is out now, and he is now more powerful, as he's now a dead man walking, and is pretty much nothing can stop him because he's already dead. Unless he takes bullets, gets hit by a car, he just keeps getting back up and keeps coming. So, Tommy then immediately goes to try to warn the sheriff of Forest Green. They have now renamed Crystal Lake, because that'll fix the problem. But as Tommy infamously says, it's still Crystal Lake to him. Jason begins just working his way through victims and onwards towards a camp that's now set up on the lake, because these people don't learn a lesson. It may have been 10 plus years since Jason's last outing, but here we are. So I have no idea again, we're in a little nebula somewhere we are in the timeline. It was 10-ish years from the 80s, so we're somewhere in the 90s, I think. Because assuming the first one happened in 1980, then the next one would have been, I think, 6 months, then there would have been about 5 years after that, so that puts it at 85, so 95, then probably at least a little while after the last one, so we're somewhere around 96, I think, now? This movie has no interest in pretending to know when it's taking place, but this one came out in 86, and it looks like it came out in 86. Anyway, this movie is also, they lean into the camp humor of things, as they just kind of go for it. Jason comes across some paintballers in the woods, and they're hamming it up incredibly. They even have headbeds like dead. It's like, okay. But at the same time, there's a bunch of one-liners. It's having fun. It's embracing 80s cheese, and it's going for it. But you have a zombie Jason running around, so of course it's a cheesy movie, but it's embracing that. It's fun because of that. You have characters making one-off comments, and it's trying to be a little. They're trying to have a lot of comic relief in there, and it is working. So Tommy is determined to prove to someone that Jason's back, but no one believes them. And in fact, they kind of actually go into the territory I was expecting of, as the sheriff is so sure Tommy Jarvis is the one doing the killing, because he assumes he's trying to prove Jason's here, so he's obviously the one killing people to prove that. But the sheriff's daughter is the one who's so sure, and then kind of starts getting a thing for Tommy and believes him and does what she can to help him defeat Jason. I was like, this is the first Friday actually that has Jason at an active camp at the time. So hey, it took us 6 movies, but we made it. This one again still feels a little pared down. There's a few kills that definitely cut away, but there are some that they at least go a little bit into the blood spray. So a little bit gorier than I'd say part 5 was, but it's still suffering a little bit in there. So, and it comes to Tommy having the problem of how do you kill someone that's already dead? His idea is creative and seems to work, but it more ends up just passing the buck off on to the next movie and the next group of people for Jason to terrorize. Well, this one's kind of getting hard to grave, so I liked it more than 5, but not quite as much as 4, so I think I give that 5 and 7 respectively. So sure, we'll give part 6 6. Yeah, there we are. It's really found its footing in part 4 and 6, so 7 gets again a little bit more over the top. See, now we're beginning the war of escalation. And I think this is the last one that really doesn't suffer from that. I mean, yeah, we have Zombie Jason, but now the next one's like, okay, how do you top that? You make him fight Carrie. That's the answer to that. But that's the last one, and then that's one of the few ones where the escalation works. This one, definitely, yeah, okay, Zombie Jason. I'm on board. He's now a man that will not die. Cool. I might have liked it a little bit more if Jason was always kind of that way, of this sort of Michael Myers, you can't kill him kind of thing. Because he was just a regular dude up until now. But the Undead Jason definitely is memorable. Well, all on this one, it's still worth watching. A lot of the middle Friday the 13th are definitely kind of the heart and soul here before it gets either too over the top or just bad in the case of number 9. No, 8. Number 8. We'll get that later, though. Okay. So, yeah.